Truth about Prince Charles, Prince Harry, and Prince William divorcing their wives. Everyone is obsessed with the royal family, most of all, the tabloids. Unfortunately, the unreliable outlets often get it wrong about them. One of the most common inaccurate tropes is divorce. Gossip Cop has busted plenty of these bogus stories. Here are the 4 times the tabloids were wrong about the royal family. In March 2019, Gossip Cop busted the Globe for incorrectly stating Queen Elizabeth ordered Prince Charles to divorce Camilla Parker Bowles. The phony outlet asserted Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall secretly filed divorce papers under the orders of the Queen because she wanted all family scandals resolved before she dies. A so-called insider added to the dramatic tale the Duchess of Cornwall wanted all the divorce details be made public because she wants the world to know exactly what went on behind closed palace doors. Gossip Cop investigated the ridiculous story and set the record straight. Her Royal Highness never ordered her eldest son to divorce the Duchess. The following month, the same unreliable outlet alleged Prince William and Kate Middleton were in divorce talks. The tabloid claimed Middleton was jealous of Prince William and their marriage blew up over scandalous rumors that he was having an affair with a friend named Rose Hanbury. A royal insider alleged Middleton felt like she's being taken for a fool and demanded her royal rival be immediately phased out of their lives. While it was true that Prince William and Hanbury were friends for years, the two weren't as close as they used to be. Furthermore, given the Globe's unreliability, it was hard to believe what the outlet said. Nonetheless, Gossip Cop debunked the silly narrative at the time. Earlier this year, Gossip Cop dismissed an inaccurate claim from New Ideas stating Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were getting a divorce. The dubious magazine proclaimed on its cover the palace confirms divorce, while the accompanying article stated the Queen was warning the Duke and Duchess of Sussex not to divorce. The misleading outlet lured readers in with its headline, but the cover asserted the Duke and Duchess were not getting a divorce but having problems. How could anyone believe what the tabloid conveyed? We wasted no time putting the ludicrous story to rest. Lastly, just a few weeks ago, Women's Day falsely claimed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's divorce papers had leaked. However, the sketchy magazine also misled readers with its cover headline but a completely different accompanying article. The publication claimed Markle was scheming to get a divorce from Prince Harry, with a so-called insider adding, "You can't tell me that this wasn't her plan all along, to bring the boys to America, so she could live the celebrity life she's always dreamed of." Despite what the tabloid tried to allege, there was no evidence to support its claim. Furthermore, the outlet tried to portray Markle in a negative light, as others have done in the past. Gossip Cop debunked the untrue story when it came out. To sum everything up, the tabloids clearly have no insight into the royal family or any of their personal lives. The complicated truth about Prince William's relationship with Prince Harry. The people were right. They were also wrong. Prince William and Prince Harry's relationship is, in fact, different today than it was, say, 8 years ago, or 3 years ago, or perhaps even 6 months ago. But not for the reasons the most pessimistic of royal watchers have surmised. Well, not entirely. The majority of the stuff is created out of nothing, but as brothers, you know, you have good days, you have bad days, Harry said, somewhat cryptically, in an otherwise remarkably candid interview included in the documentary Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, which just aired on ITV. And while Harry didn't exactly assuage concerns as to what those bad days have entailed, that's almost to the word what sources close to the royals have been saying for almost a year, since it became apparent that the brothers were putting distance between themselves, geographic and otherwise. First Harry and Meghan Markle moved out of Kensington Palace, then they started their own social media accounts, and in June what felt like the final link, minus the bloodline, that is, was severed when the Duke and Duchess of Sussex officially formed their own philanthropic hub apart from the Royal Foundation, the organization the brothers established together in 2009 and which eventually came to include Kate Middleton. It was assured the couples would continue to collaborate in the future, including on the mental health campaign Heads Together that William, Kate and Harry started in 2016. These changes are designed to best complement the work and responsibilities of their Royal Highnesses as they prepare for their future roles, and to better align their charitable activity with their new households, the Royal Foundation stated. But so the hits kept coming for those who assumed that William and Harry would always do everything together, that the two princes who solemnly walked behind their mother's coffin with no less than 2.5 billion people watching in 1997 were bound forever by that unfathomable experience. Not to mention the fact that they're brothers, just over 2 years apart, and have been through so much, and they always got on so well. So, why don't people think that's the case anymore? The last year, almost since Meghan's pregnancy was first announced, has offered the tornado of stories about the brothers' supposed falling out, over the recent past, the distant past, over their wives, over the spotlight, whether it's desired or shunned, over their preordained place in the pecking order. Take your pick. Not helping matters were the cold, hard evidence of distancing, Meghan and Harry leaving London for Windsor, moving their offers from Kensington Palace to Buckingham Palace, opening their own social media accounts and parting ways with the Royal Foundation. But William and Harry could, at the snap of a finger, be whisked to wherever the other is in the space of an hour. Good Lord, hopefully no one snaps fingers in that fashion, but you get the drift. The reason they've been increasingly going their separate ways since Harry got married could be complicated, or it could be quite simply explained, in that they're no longer lads in short pants but grown men with wives and children of their own. Shouldn't what they're doing be considered normal? Inevitably stuff happens. Harry also just told ITV, and either he's sitting atop bombshell revelations or he simply meant that life has inevitably happened to them. I think that it would be a lie to say that things weren't patchy with William and Harry at one point, but to call it a feud, to call it a fallout, is far too extreme, royal commentator Omid Scobie said on Yahoo UK's The Royal Box in June. I think the best thing that could have happened for them was to now be in their separate households, working separately, being able to come together for special family moments and social occasions. Just like normal people, only with more elaborate hats. Meghan, in her first public appearance after giving birth, chatted animatedly with Kate at the Trooping the Colour in June, and Kate and William's kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, all met their new first cousin, Archie Harrison Mountbatten-Windsor, in a timely fashion. And, of course, Louis' aunt and uncle were there for his christening in July. But still, the suspicion lingered that William and Harry were on the rocks. Amid the now confirmed tales of Meghan's tumultuous adjustment to royal life, which was met with patience by the family if also a bit of the lingering figure-it-out mentality that Princess Diana encountered almost 40 years ago, have been the stories about William warmly but warily welcoming Meghan into the fold. And, according to some reports, any wariness at all was far too much for Harry's taste. At the same time, William, who contrary to how he is now was by all accounts quite the roguish attention-getter when he was little, was rumored to be miffed by the amount of attention paid to Harry and Meghan, when it's he and Kate who are going to be king and queen one day. Which, when taken into account with William and Harry's mixed feelings about the media, good for one's humanitarian platform, detrimental to one's personal life, sounds absolutely ridiculous. And it's not as if either William or Kate is wanting for headlines. But where there's smoke, someone could be lighting a pipe. I think their heads were not together at Christmas and then it got sorted out, 'cause it's not good for the image of the firm, royal biographer Robert Jobson said in May on Yahoo UK's The Royal Box. The notion that the duchesses were contributing to a rift between the dukes had reached fever pitch around that time, and Jobson commented then that Prince Charles should presumably taken pains to ensure that his sons and daughters-in-law wouldn't be providing more fodder for the papers on their annual visit to Sandringham for Christmas with the Queen. Added Press Association reporter Catherine Wiley, "We've been used to seeing Harry with William, kind of all their lives, really, and now that's not so common, but that's only because Harry has gotten together with Meghan and he's forging his own identity now. And he's together with Meghan as a couple and they're going to be doing their own thing together. So, I think it is sometimes easy to read into things a little. But yes, whether you're younger, older, or exactly the same age as William and Harry, together is how we're used to them. Even once William got married in 2011, Harry was a fixture in the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's day-to-day lives. And their kitchen, apparently. While formerly William and Kate declared themselves very excited to welcome Meghan into the family when she and Harry got engaged, William also quipped, "For me personally, I hope it means he stays out of my fridge and will stop scrounging my food," which he's done for the last few years. What's more adorably Big Brotherish than that style of ribbing? And of course William has done his share of Big Brothering over the years, just as Harry has been a built-in confidant and advisor to him. Though reasonably they're no longer mired in the grief that played its savage tricks on them after Princess Diana died, what they went through was no small thing, and yes, it did bond them fiercely together. "My brother and I's relationship is closer than it's been because of the situations we've been through," William said at an event for the Campaign Against Living Miserably charity in January 2018. "Losing our mother at a young age has helped us to travel through that difficult patch together. You're like-minded. You go through similar things, it's a bond and it's something you know you've tackled together and come out better for it." With Harry's wedding coming up, William revealed that he hadn't yet been asked to be best man, as Harry was for William in 2011. "He hasn't asked me yet, just to clear that up, it could be a sensitive issue," he joked. But of course William was Harry's best man. William was born on June 21, 1982, and Harry arrived on September 15, 1984. Diana later said that she chose their names because the alternative was Arthur and Albert. No thank you. There weren't fights over it. It was fait accompli. They were Charles and Diana's pride and joy, and, ultimately, the only thing, other than royal pressures, that is, that kept them married long after they were living separate lives. Diana, in fact, was afraid of losing her children in a divorce, especially because, as they got older, she was the hands-on parent. Charles, while he was a world away from his own father in how present he was in his boys' lives, he kept a full schedule of engagements that, according to Diana at least, he was loath to change for any reason. Diana, meanwhile, went to William's soccer games and doted on both sons, not wanting them to feel abandoned at boarding school or otherwise feel neglected as she did after her own parents' divorce. Her mother, Frances Shand Kidd, had also lost custody of her 4 children to Diana's father, John Spencer. "I want to bring them up with security, not to anticipate things, because they will be disappointed," Diana said in tapes she made for biographer Andrew Morton, author of Diana, Her True Story in her own words. "That's made my own life so much easier. I hug my children to death. I get into bed with them at night, hug them and say, 'Who loves them most in the whole world?' And they always say Mummy. I always feed them love and affection, it's so important." Though people certainly sympathized with the Princess of Wales in light of the fact that Charles had been having a years-long affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, Diana was also accused of trying to monopolize William and Harry's time, which made her come off as manipulative and controlling in the pro-Charles camp. Charles, as the future king, had appearances on his mind as well, and he couldn't bear it when Diana wanted to move her office to Buckingham Palace from their quarters at St. James's Palace.